Okay, welcome to the next video. If you're doing this in terms of succession chronologically, you would have benefited from looking at the Entente Cordiale prior to this. This video is obviously now going to link in and talk about the Moroccan Crisis. Okay, first thing to get into your head is that Morocco is in North Africa. It is not part of France, and it was at this point not controlled as part of an empire. Okay, now Britain, as part of the Entente Cordiale, had agreed not to get involved with Morocco, so this has technically allowed France a free run at it in a time period where empire building was seen as okay still. Now Germany were looking for a place in the sun, and they wanted an empire as well. Okay, and they were way behind the likes of Britain and France in having an empire, hundreds of years behind. But they had the advantage of the best army in the world, so they were a threat in this case. Now, Germany decided that they were going to get involved in Morocco with France. So in 1905, the Kaiser visited Tangier in Morocco, and he made a very grand entrance. And he went through the streets of Tangier riding a white horse. He was supported by Moroccan soldiers, the Moroccan army, and he had a military band playing. So this was going to get a lot of attention. And the Kaiser, as a character, would like that type of attention anyway. And when he was there, Kaiser Wilhelm II said he would like a free Morocco. He wanted peaceful competition in trade, so he's not asking for an empire here. He's basically saying we don't want Morocco in an empire. And he calls for a conference. He wanted the international powers to meet to discuss the future of Morocco and France's threat to it. Now, this is all very nice and above board, and you can look at the Kaiser in a very nice light there. If you wanted to look at it slightly more sinister from the Kaiser as a critic, you could say, well, he was seeking to get the limelight, he was seeking to agitate France, who were an enemy, and more than anything else, he was testing how strong the Entente Cordiale between the two old enemies of Britain and France actually was. So how strong was it? How secure was it? Now, the conference, the meeting which was going to happen as a result of this, took place at the south of Spain, in a place called Algeciras. And as you would expect, Morocco didn't want to be occupied, so they supported Germany. Austria-Hungary, who were Germany's ally, also supported Germany. Support from France came from their ally Russia and the recent signee of the Entente Cordiale, Britain. Now, it was said that France would have to recognise the independence of Morocco, but they would have a say in the police force, along with Spain, in Morocco. So they did get something, a little bit of a foothold, I guess you could say. But more than anything for France, it proves that the Entente Cordiale is real, it's legitimate. Britain had supported them. So the Entente Cordiale was strengthened. And at the same point in time, Britain was more concerned now with Germany than they had been, and started secret military talks with the French. Now, we did not want an alliance, right? We still did not want to enter European affairs. We didn't want to come out of splendid isolation. But at the same point in time, France now felt a lot more confident having the support of Britain. And the perception, the view was that Britain was actually more interested in European affairs and was now getting more involved. So you could possibly see why countries such as Germany might think Britain was getting involved and coming out of splendid isolation. Now, something that's forgotten about the Moroccan crisis, and I think it's a huge outcome, is what it actually leads to. At Algeciras, Britain and Russia both supported France. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, or hopefully you've been revising, you'll remember that Britain and Russia hadn't been getting on. And this basically brought Britain and Russia closer together. It allowed Britain and Russia to start sorting out our problems. And in 1907, the Anglo-Russian agreement was signed. And basically, this was very, very similar, if you look at this from a GCSE perspective, to the Entente Cordiale. It was not an alliance. It was, again, an agreement, almost like a handshake and a sorry. And we agreed that we wouldn't squabble over Tibet and Persia, so a bit like the Egypt and Morocco thing between Britain and France. Now, what we've got is, we've got a triple entente, but it doesn't exist as an alliance. These are really solutions to colonial disputes, right? Issues over land. And they were not military alliances. However, this is not what Germany thought. Okay? Now, I said to you before, the Kaiser was worried about a war on two fronts, France on one side, Russia on the other. Now he sees Britain getting involved. He sees this as an alliance. He fears that he's being encircled. You know, Britain controls the North Sea. Britain pretty much controls the seas of the world. So technically, with these two, with France and Russia on each side, and Britain controlling the seas, Germany felt surrounded, and this is a huge issue for the Kaiser, and it's a tension causer. Okay, thank you. See you next time.